Hello again. This is Business Live. Our top story, the data sharing agreement between the US and EU was struck down 2 weeks ago. Today, businesses are meeting to push for swift action to find some sort of replacement.
Now, let's get the inside track on building a successful brand from someone who knows how to do just that.
Sophia Jansson is the niece of the Moomins creator Tove Jansson and is now creative director. This year marks the 70th anniversary since the publication of the first Moomins book.
And the fame of these little Finnish characters has spread far and wide, making the Moomins part of the top 20 most recognisable brands in the entire world.
Their estimated retail value alone is around 600 million euros, which includes soft toys, books and games.
And from their humble beginnings in a comic strip in the Evening Standard in London, the Moomins' success has spread to the small and the silver screens as well as across the radio waves. And if that wasn't enough, there's even a theme park in Finland and plans for another in Japan. Sophia Jansson is in London giving the keynote speech at the Brand Licensing Europe event and joins us now in the studio. Thank you very much for coming in.
Nice to see you, Sophia.
Nice to be here.
Talking to you a little bit earlier, it's funny to hear that the Moomins weren't your favourite children's book growing up and you didn't immediately go into the business.
No, of course they were perhaps a little bit too close for comfort, but later on, of course, I realised that that was a benefit once I joined the company.
So just tell us how you came to be involved with the company.
Well, in 1997, I moved back to Finland after living abroad for quite some time, and I needed a job. And there was one available in the Moomin company. And once I was there, I realised, well, actually, this is quite easy. I know these characters, and I have a good idea of how to do this.
But shortly after that, tragic circumstances meant that actually you were a lot more involved than perhaps you thought you would be.
Yes, in 2000 and 2001, both Tove Jansson and my father Lars died, and I inherited a sizable chunk of the shares in the company, and that's when I realised I really had to do right by the inheritance.
I'm sure that at the time there must have been queues of people trying to buy the company off you. I wonder why you decided to stay with the family business, because it would have been perhaps more financially advantageous as well as easier perhaps to just leave the business behind and be free and start something else.
Well, I think that for me, being the next generation, it was really quite an impossible thought to just sell off and have somebody else take care of it. I mean, they felt like, you know, part of me. So I couldn't cope with parting with them at the time.
And also, difficult time, because you moved back to Finland, you had young children, your father died, your auntie died, who were really close to you. You're suddenly inheriting this business, which is quite a responsibility and a burden, because in Finland, you say it's a part of you, it's a part of Finland, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, I realised at the time that it wasn't just sort of a commercial business, it was also considered a cultural heritage. All the work Tove had done was quite high esteem in Finland. So it was a balancing act between the commercial demands and then, you know, taking care of sort of a national character, really, that people had strong opinions about.
You're married to the managing director of the firm. Yes. I wonder whether you're able to leave work at the front door. You know, can you separate your home life from the business?
I try. In practice, you know, the world has changed so that you can actually work from anywhere at any time with all the new technological advances. So I suppose it becomes increasingly difficult to make a difference. But I think that's part of the secret of the success. I mean, I think we both feel quite passionate about doing this, so it is part of who we are now.
And one of the changes you brought in is you became more proactive for Moomin as a company, because you were saying that you were, as a company, you were very, and a brand, they're very reactive. And I remember reading about the comic strip here in London in the 1950s. You were told not to write about party politics, there had to be no unhappy endings and nothing in there about the royal family. I mean, you were being bossed around, but now you are proactive, aren't you? You're really pushing forward with Moomin and the future.
Yes, I think it's the only way forward, really, to sort of quite strongly think about your own strategy and your own goals. Where do we want to go with the company? And then act upon those wishes and you know, approach the partners that we would prefer to work with.
We're going to have to leave it there. I wish we had more time with you. It's absolutely fascinating company. Best of luck with it.
Thank you.
You seem like you're doing a fantastic job. So
thank you so much.
And the movie Moomins in the Riviera is out this year. Is that right?
Yes, it was out already.
Yeah. But it's on DVD, I understand. Moomins in the Riviera, everybody's loving it.